channel, Find Joy on the Journey. Whew. I have been working all morning. Like I said in a prior video, getting the house in order. I'm going to have some work done. Excuse my appearance. Okay. Have some work done on my floors. So, been organizing and moving furniture and working all morning. So I decided to take me a quick little break and go out into the Joy Garden. Okay? Look, today I want to actually go in. I'm going to come a little closer. How y'all doing? Today, I brought my spoon. In the other video, I told you about something I learned about onions, spooning the onions. Okay, so I have my spoon. So what I'm going to do is do a little maintenance on the shallots, the onions. I'm going to check these green onions that I've been, look at that sun. You see the sun beaming down on me? Look, we're experiencing spring-like weather, and it is, coming on the second week of February, and we're experiencing spring-like weather. My husband and I were just talking about it. He said his sister, who was my sister-in-law, said she saw a hummingbird yesterday. She said, poor thing must have been lost. Okay, so, I thought that was funny. He's like, so he's just confused. I said, maybe he's not lost. Maybe he's smart. Maybe he decided to fly into the south early so he can get the prime real estate. So anyway, but I talked about on my other video about what I learned about spooning the onions, so I'm going to do that. And like I said, I'm going to do a little maintenance on the shallots. I'm going to check these green onions. These are grocery store green onions that I was growing, where you buy a bundle and then you cut the tops off and you plant the bulb end. You plant that and then they just keep regrowing, and you just take those green onions and that's what the leaves, and you harvest them. But I had done that so many times and dehydrated so much green onion that I'm like, okay, I just kind of forgot about them, and they have been growing like crazy. The neck of those onions are real thick. I'll let you take a look at that. So I was just wondering, I wonder how big the bulb that's under the soil, how big it's going to get. You never know. So I'm just going to take a look. I'm going to take one out and just see what's going on underground. That's not going to hurt. And then the regular onion sets that I planted, not in the raised bed, because those are relatively new, but there's another one over there that's by itself in one little planter over there, and I'm gonna spoon around that one and also I'm gonna spoon around these. You want to wait till they're mature enough and that they have at least they have a certain amount, let's put it that way. I'm gonna look it up. They have a certain amount of leaves and they're mature enough, and then that's when you kind of dig around the bulb part and you kind of expose it. This produces larger onions, so I'm going to do that. Maybe a little nip and tuck here and there where I feel like something needs to be pruned or trimmed back or whatever. You know, the strawberries, I learned something about the strawberries. At this stage, you want them to grow lots and lots of leaves. You want those leaves so it can photosynthesize. So the plants absorb all the energy from the sun through their leaves. That's how they grow. And before they start making flowers, you want them to you want more leaves before they, at this stage they try to start producing strawberries. Now, also about the Chandler strawberries, those plants over there, those two plants are Chandler. They're June-bearing strawberry plants. So I will be harvesting strawberries, fingers crossed, in June. So I'm going to start taking care of them now. So in June, I should have a harvest. Fingers crossed. Okay, so I'm going to go over there, and if I see any flowers, and I know yesterday I saw flowers on that newer one over there with the little pinwheel. So I will cut those flowers away. Somebody said, I know it seems like it's a, it's a loss by you cutting these flowers because that's where the strawberries come from. But you want the plant to get established and you want it to grow bigger first and you want more leaves. And then you start letting those strawberries, those flowers grow. So I may do a little trimming on these. They're relatively new. Okay, so let's get started. I got my spoon. Let's start spooning. Okay, everybody. With the shallots, all I'm doing with the shallots is I'm just going to cut these back and do what I always do. A shallot is sort of like, let's see. Get to a position where you can see me. It's an onion, and they were supposed to grow into, let's see. Okay, with the shallots, I'm just going to cut these leaves back. Okay. Got my little basket here. I don't know. Can you call this a harvest? I'm harvesting shallots, the leaves. Just like you do with the green onions, I take these and I chop them up and I freeze dry them. Not freeze dry, I'm sorry, dehydrate. Blah, blah, blah. Look, excuse me, I'm tired. I've been dismantling my house, I'm telling you. When you're having your floors done, ain't no getting around it. You can't. When I paint, I can shuffle furniture from one side of the room to the other and cover everything in tarps and sheets, old sheets. But with floors, when you're having your floors done, there's no getting around it. You have to move everything. Everything, yes. So, I'll tell you what, it's been an ordeal. Also, you're finding a lot of stuff that you forgot you had. And then, look, I had already started on it. I've been doing it for days. So there's this moment when you start digging through old stuff and you start going down memory lane. You're looking at, oh, look at this. Oh, I haven't seen this picture in so long. Oh, I haven't seen. Look at, and you see, I'm past that point. So now today I had my husband and my son helping me. Finally, it's like, okay, look, I need help. Come help me with this. We have to move this stuff so they can come in and do the floors. So now they're starting, but see, they're at that point where they're looking, when they open a bag or a box that's been sitting there forever, like, oh, this is where my such and such was. Oh, look at this. You know, I'm like, I'm past that. I already walked down memory lane. Okay. Ooh, the wind. I've already walked down memory lane, so I'm past that point. So I'm over it. Look, keep working. Just keep working. Okay, so those are the shallots. They have two little small containers over there. So like I said, I'm just going to take these into the house. So let's call this my shallots. This is a harvest. I'm going to cut back the onions, but I actually want to look at these green onions over here and see exactly how large those little bulbs are getting down there. Let's do that real quick. I'll see if I can just move you guys around. Since I have these here, let me take a look. Okay, let's see, guys. Uh-oh. Oh, look at that. Oh, they're mushy, though. That's the shallots. Look. That's a shallot. But they're mushy. I'm just going to tear this one open because I don't think it's... But this is a shallot, you guys. This is actually what I put in the ground. But if you wonder what a shallot looks like, that's a shallot. And then they have these green leaves just like an onion. Okay. I'm going to just go ahead and dig these up because I'm kind of through with them. Okay. There we go. Yeah, these were just, I used them as seed pretty much. Got them from the grocery store and just planted them. Okay. It's like, oh, she's making a mess. Yeah. No problem. No biggie. Okay. So we're done with this. I'm just going to reuse that soil. Look at that. Done with the shallots. Let's move on. I'm going to move over to these green onions. I want to see what's going on under there. I guess I can just kind of move you guys around a little bit or tilt you down. Let's see. I'm in a bad spot because the sun is directly on me. Okay, let's see. Need to tilt you down a little more because I want you to see the container. So we're going to be looking at this at the same time. Okay? I think that's good. I don't think it's going to fall. Let's hope not, huh? Okay. So these are just grocery store green onions, right? I've been growing these for a while. Let's just kind of dig around, see what's going on in there, because they've gotten relatively big. This is not your average grocery store green onion, huh? Just want to see what's going on. This is the perfect thing to use my hori-hori knife, right? But it's way over there under the patio, and I'm not going to go get it. Okay. Let me go get the hori-hori knife. It's going to take me a little second. This thing works well. It's sliced right through that. It's a lot of roots. I like this thing. I got mine from Lowe's. It's by Corona. That's a hori-hori knife. These have been growing for some time. So I just wanted to see what was going on because they're getting so big, you know? And then I am rearranging the garden. I'm getting ready for spring. So sometimes it's out with the old, in with the new. So let's see what we got here. I'm cutting through a lot of roots. Let's see what we got. Okay. I'm catching this dirt. And that's pretty much it. I wonder if I could do something with that. Maybe I can just chop that up. Notice I'm catching the dirt and those little roots. That's going right in my compost bin. Alrighty. Well, guess what? I feel like that can be chopped up and used for seasoning. So I'm going to go ahead and get all of them. I may need to go get my basket. Let's do that. And this hori-hori knife is doing well. I like it. There's different companies, different brands. I just like the fact, instead of having to order it, I like the fact that I can go right into a store and get it. So this was, like I said, at Lowe's by Corona. Has a comfort gel handle. Okay. And it's working great. It's cutting through these roots like nothing. Look, I don't want to stop filming, so I'm just going to keep going and just kind of stack them up right here on this little glass table. Yeah, this is This can be chopped up. Not those shallots. The shallots were really wet and yucky. And this can be used. This is just green onions. They're really big. Nice. I'm just severing the roots, if you're wondering what I'm doing. Digging around there, getting the roots. And guess what? Hori. The hori, that's what it means, to dig. If you were wondering. That's what hori means. It's Japanese, I believe. So this is what I'm harvesting here. And the leaves to it. Okay, I'm just going to do a few more and then I'm going to speed things up a bit. Just do this last one. All right. This is unexpected, you guys. Tug. Here we go. This was unexpected. I did not come out here and expect to harvest these green onions and the shallots. Okay, but see this? I'm gonna chop that up, and I'm gonna dehydrate that. Okay. What I'm doing is collecting that dirt. So I'm gonna put that right over there in my compost bin. All right, let's speed things up. Look, you guys, this is a sign that spring is in the air. Just a couple of weeks ago, I was playing in the snow. Now I'm running around with no shoes on. Woohoo! Okay. So basically, that is the end of that. As far as, you can't see me. Okay. That's the end of that. Those green onions. So I basically uprooted all of them, and I am going to actually chop those onions up and dehydrate them and use them as seasoning. Perfect. I mean, I didn't know what I would do with them. I honestly did not know what was under there. I didn't know if they were going to grow into large onions or what. But basically, they were still green, regular green onions, but just larger. So I'm just going to cut them down to size, dehydrate them, and place them in containers. Now these are the shallots. So all I'm going to do with this is I'm just going to go uproot this, what's left of them, because I'm done with the shallots too, I believe. I hate to do it because I can just continue to let these grow. You know what? I may save this for another day. I just can't bring myself to get rid of them. So you know what? I'm going to leave them. I have 2 containers like this. There's 4 plants in here and 2 plants in this container. I'm going to leave these alone. I'm going to leave these for another day. Okay? So let's move on to the next thing, which is, let's take a look at those onions and use the spoon. That's why the spoon is here. I wasn't going to use the spoon on these. This spoon is for the large onions, the onion sets. I'm supposed to spoon around the onions to kind of expose them to this, to the surface. So let's do that. Give it a little trim first. See, a lot of old leaves. Remember, we just had a snowstorm, right? So I'm snipping away like these areas that were damaged, but they survived, as you can see. So this is just a little snip here or there. Look, and then I also told you that I do cut away the leaves so they won't be top heavy. You leave enough to photosynthesize, right? So have, like the leaves of any other plant, these are the leaves that's gonna soak in that sun and energy. It gets when you water your plants or when it rains, this is how the plant is fed through the leaves. Okay, so, and we're gonna leave some leaves. I'm just gonna cut them back a little bit. Now look, I am no expert at this. I'm just, I watch videos and I learn from other experienced gardeners, okay? Right, and then I just kind of wing it a little bit. So I'm basically, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I am not giving you a tutorial or anything. I'm just letting you watch what I'm doing. This is just me doing what I feel this, needs to be done to this plant to maintain it. Get rid of these old, I feel like when you have old dying leaves like that, that is taking up room, space, energy, they need to go. Okay, they need to go, and you need little burned ends like this. Okay, and it's gonna look so much better, and I guarantee you the next time I come out here and I work with these, it's gonna be different. They're gonna be nice and spry and healthy and green. Okay, this spooning thing is new to me. I'm only wearing one glove. I'm bad about that. Okay, and they say use a spoon, but I'm a hands-on type of girl. So I'm gonna move the mulch back a little bit. It's probably time for some more mulch too, some fresh mulch. And then I'm just gonna use my fingers. There you go. And just kind of move it around, expose that. Can you see it? I actually thought I would see like a bulb, but I don't. But nevertheless, I'm just going to dig it back a little bit and see if it makes a difference. There ain't no sense in me using a spoon. and you know what? When I read up on it, it said spoon. You can use a spoon or your fingers. So I just feel more comfortable sometimes using my hands to do things. I hope you guys can see. I think if you can't see, I apologize. The sun, and I'm trying to find a good angle. Ah, there we go. I'm gonna put some fresh mulch. It's good and moist, so we don't need any watering or anything. The soil is moist. I don't want to add any more water. It may cause root rot. Okay. We'll see. Let it grow some more. So now I'm gonna add some mulch around here. Okay. Okay, so right here, this is the strawberry plant. This is a Chandler strawberry plant. And as you can see, it is growing lots of leaves. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here and I'm going to cut off the little flowers. And we'll cut this too. Let's see here. This little abnormal looking strawberry. Let's take a look at that and see. Go ahead and cut that off too. Just leave it here for a second. But I'm cutting out the flowers for sure. Because we don't want it to start growing flowers just yet. We want it to make more leaves, is what I understand. Right? So I'm going to cut off the flowers. Okay. Just give it a little trim. But as you can see, there's plenty of leaves. And today, like I said, it feels like spring. So pretty much it's a small little plant. It's a baby. This is all that I took off. And this one here. Oh, and this little pinwheel is not just for cute, even though it's adorable. Look at that. Got it from the Dollar Tree. It's to deter birds. It's to keep the birds away. Okay. Just over here for a moment. And I'm looking down in here, making sure that the crown is exposed. It's not covered in soil. You want that above the soil line because you don't want it to get rot. You want it you don't want it to be to rot. So basically, and I'm also moving the mulch around to the sides of the plant and keeping that middle area. I try to do that on most of the plants. You want the soil mulched, and that's to retain moisture and everything. But I kind of leave a little open space in the middle there, where the root of the plant right there is. Okay. Like I said, I'm not teaching. I'm just telling. I'm telling you what I do. Okay. Not teaching, just telling. But if you learn something from what I'm doing, that's great also. See what's going on in this one. This is a Chandler plant also. Scoot over a little bit. This is also a Chandler. Looking good down there. I always sometimes just go around and check the roots or go down in the center of the plant to see what's going on. Making sure that you want airflow too, I believe. You need airflow. You don't want it to be damp and wet and yucky, and then that causes rot. So you do want airflow. See a little leaf damage, like insect damage, but just very little. Okay, look, the battle has just begun. You know, we're going to be dealing with, all of us gardeners are going to be dealing with insects and all types of little diseases and everything, diseases of the leaves and all of that. So look, enjoy it while you can just come out and look at everything all pretty, because the battle begins really soon. Okay? But this one's making nice, pretty leaves. These, when I got them, they were so small. If you go back and look at the video of when I first planted these. Oh, a little update on this. I felt that soil was too wet. The little tiny one. Remember the little baby one I kept talking about? This little baby one came off of, this little baby one came off of here. It was I think it's called a side shoot. Basically, when the strawberry is trying to, it branches out. The vine branches out and it starts rooting in another part of the soil. So that's what this was on this plant. So all I did was, while it was still connected to the main plant, I put it in a little bit of soil, a little container of soil. And then once I felt it was strong enough and established roots, then I severed the connection between this and the main plant and gave it its own little space to grow in. But the little container that I had it in, I felt that it was too wet. I didn't add enough sand to the soil, because you want sandy, kind of loamy soil for strawberries. And and you want it slightly acidic. So I basically quickly up-potted and put it in a fresh container. Okay? Just to see if that will help. And then also to that soil, I amended it with, like I said, I added sand for sure, but I also added bone meal and blood meal, and I used organic compost along with regular potting soil. Okay, so I'll just give you a little update on the little baby. Okay, so that's it for the strawberries today. All right, these are just leaves. Okay, let's move on. Okay, everybody, look, it's been a full day. Oh, by the way, happy Friday. I got a lot done inside the house and outside the house. So I did a little garden maintenance, and I did one other thing that might be a little premature, but I just couldn't help myself. I did pot my first tomato transplant. Okay, we'll go take a look at that before I sign off. But let's get a look at the harvest of the day. So today I harvested all these green onions, and I'm basically going to chop them up and dehydrate them. And over here are shallots. Those are just the leaves of the shallots, not the actual the end of it, the root. And I kind of gave you a look at what they look like. But you can take the tops of them just like you do with green onion and chop them up and dehydrate them. And that's what I'm going to do with that. But these green onions have been growing in the garden for several months. So that's the end of that. Those are grocery store green onions. And I'm pretty much done with that. I have so many green onions, I mean, you wouldn't believe. So let's move on to what else we did today. Okay, over here with the strawberries, I did trim off the flowers of the strawberries. We want them to grow nice big leaves. And as you can see, they're already starting to do that. I mean, beautiful. Okay, but I did trim off the little flowers that I found on there. I repotted the little baby plant because I felt like it was the water had become waterlogged. It felt heavy and soggy, and I wasn't seeing nice healthy leaves like this. They were beginning to look sort of like it was potentially going to die from root rot. So I decided to go ahead and try to save it, but it's okay. That came off the main plant, so I'm not really worried about it. But I do want it to survive because that's a potential third strawberry plant. And these are chandlers. Chandler plants, like I said in the beginning, they are June bearing strawberry plants. So that means I'll be harvesting sometime in June. Okay, we'll see what happens. Just quickly, since I'm over here, I want you to see where my potatoes, they are sprouting. These are certified seed potatoes in here. These are red Norland, and they're beginning to sprout. I have Yukon Gold in here, and over here is a regular grocery store potato that chitted, so I use these as seed potatoes. Okay, but the only one that's actually beginning to sprout are the red Norland. It seems like to me that the darker color or the red color skinned potatoes, they do best. So let's hope for the best. Over here with my onions, these were onion sets. So basically all I did was I pulled back the soil so the tops can be exposed. And I added a little fertilizer and some compost. Okay, and I gave them a nice trim. What else did I do today? Did the same thing with this plant over here. I haven't trimmed the leaves though. I forgot to do that. It's only one single onion plant that's in this planter. But it's one of my biggest actually. So I do need to trim back the leaves. I forgot to do that, but I'll do that before I go in the house. But I did pull back the soil and I gave it some compost also. But last but definitely not least, over here, I planted this beautiful early girl tomato plant. Early Girl Plus. Hope you can see. So yeah, she's been watered in and fertilized. Let's just take the little cage off. There she is. And so it begins, you guys. It may be a little premature, but I think it's going to be okay. My husband and I was just talking about it. We think winter's over. Spring is here. It is unseasonably hot today, or warm, let's say that. It's unseasonably warm today. And I think those cold snaps are over. But if not, I will definitely protect my tomato plants, so don't worry about it. I got everything I need. I have the bell cloches, I have frost blankets, everything. So, and I just had the little cage over it. I probably should put a bell cloche, but I had the little cage over it just to protect it from the little birdies or any little critters. All right, you guys. So I am going to close up my greenhouses and call it a day. I think got a lot done. Like I said, both inside and outside. So I'm gonna call it a day. I'm gonna go inside. It is Friday. Normally, in my neck of the woods, it is Catfish Friday. It's Fish Friday. If you don't eat catfish, it's Fish Friday. So I got some fish in there waiting for me, and I'm gonna go inside and get cleaned up and relax. All right. So you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and thank you for joining me in the Joy Garden. Bye now. See you later.